guys, I hope you're well. So I'm back again talking to another small business owner. This time it's Karen.
Hi!
Is it me, or do I always find it really awkward or funny to say hello?
Yeah, to
So
yourself.
first, yes,
You know what I mean?
at least you're here. But
Yeah.
when I'm by myself, I'm always like, hello.
yeah.
You feel like a bit of a tit, which is kind of how this has come about, hasn't
Yeah.
it? Not because I feel like a tit, but because Karen put a post in the group talking about wondering if anyone else felt kind of awkward or
Yeah, I don't like myself in front of the camera.
yeah, exactly. So how did you get over that? And also in the same post, you talked about content ideas for the salon. So that is where this video has come about, because I thought it might be good for Karen and I to have a chit chat, as I do as part of the In Conversation With series. But this chit chat will be split into like two bits. So first of all, questions on business, and obviously you are the owner of Hair Lounge. But also, I've put a call out to some people on social media asking them what sort of questions have they always wanted to ask a hairdresser but haven't had the balls to do so. So I've got a couple of questions there that might stimulate some content for you coming up. So, first of all, I want to know, even before the business chat, why do we have this obsession with our hairdressers? Because I speak to loads of people. It's two schools of thought, I suppose. First school of thought is, I found my hair, and I'm in this camp. I found my hairdresser, and she's the only woman that I will trust. Stop looking at my hair. And she's the only woman.
I'm not prejudging, honestly. I'm not.
She's the only woman that I will trust with my hair. And then you've got another camp of people, of which my friend is in one, and she's like, yeah, I don't really care, I'll just go to anyone. But why is there this obsession?
I don't know. So I think if you're particular about what you like, you know what you like, and then all of a sudden you click with that person. And it's the same with us. It's the same reverse with us. Sometimes we can't gel with a client, and I can't get what you're trying to tell me.
That's
but you just move
interesting.
to another stylist in the salon. And they will get what you're saying. So it's just it just works both ways. And once it works, you think, no one else can ever do it. Within the salon, I've trained everybody. Now I'll train you the way I know. But then they will then put their own stamp on it. So I don't want clones of me, you know. So if one of my clients went to Emily or somebody else, you know, they would say, yeah, can you just cut it like Karen? And Emily's answer will always be, I can follow Karen's cut, but it will be my version of it. Because it's not going to be exactly the same. Because my cut is my cut.
That is so interesting. I've never thought about it from kind of your point of view, the stylist point of view. So how do you know if you're not gelling with the person?
So sometimes you can, but sometimes you can ask, like, people think bringing us pictures is our worst nightmare.
That was one of my questions.
You're a stranger to us, and within a 4-minute window before I get you shampooed, I need to find out as much as possible. So you're saying you want
about your hair or your personality?
And you know, it's alright, you might come in and tell me that you want it really short, or right, I want it cut off and I want it bleach blonde, and then 2 minutes down the line I might find out you've just had a baby, you're not going to have the maintenance to keep it dead blonde, also you're going to have mornings where you want to just tie it up and not have to do anything, so that is not going to be the style for you.
Oh my days. That is amazing. So within that 4-minute window, you're almost like, you're sort of doing like a psychological, emotional life assessment. Wow.
In such a short period. So if you bring pictures into us, we've got a starting point. Once you've done someone for years, then you just
because you get to know the background and you chit chat and stuff.
You've
got I'm going to come on to questions about styling and stuff in a second, but obviously you've just mentioned a couple of people who work in the salon for you as part of your team, but how long have you been doing hairdressing for?
25 years.
25 years?
Yeah, maybe 25 years.
Wow. And how long have you had hair
So
lounge
this
Oldham?
salon I've had for 5 years, and I had another salon for 4.5 years. further down the road. So yeah, 9 years.
So 9 years, but you've been in the business for 25. So when did you know it was the right time to open up your own salon?
I kind of I always wanted my own salon, but I didn't really know what it entailed I just knew I grew out of where I was working.
Right, so it was just a sense that you had.
And I just thought, And so I'm going. I didn't really have a plan. There wasn't as such.
Okay. I like that though, because a lot of people ask me if I have a plan. And I have a vibe and I know the direction in which I want my business to go, but I don't have like a written.
There's not an end. There's not an end thing for me.
There's no end game.
There's not an end, isn't it? Because there'll never be an end. Because I'll just keep once
going.
I've achieved that, then I'll set something else, and then once I've achieved that, I'll set something else.
I imagine you just cutting someone's hair one day when you're like 90 odd, and then just gonna go. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like going on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know, and then I always think. If I never set your goals too high, you're always going to reach them then, aren't you?
Well, how do you? Okay, so if you don't set goals too high, how do you stretch? How do you stretch yourself?
I think I don't, because my brain doesn't stop working.
Yeah.
So when I'm sat here at 10 o'clock at night, and everyone else has gone home, and then your brain just works. Because I've never wanted to do anything else. From being about 6 years old, I wanted to be a hairdresser.
That was it.
I've never wanted to do anything else. And I can't ever imagine
doing anything else.
No.
So I like.
When people say to me, "Where do you get ideas from?" I don't know. They just happen.
Pop into your head.
They're just there. Yeah.
This is fascinating. I didn't know this about you. Because it's interesting to find people that think the same sort of way.
Yeah.
So because neither of us have a plan. Yeah. Sometimes I think people will go, "Oh my goodness, well, how are you supposed to develop business?" But like you, ideas they're just formulated, mainly in the shower, because that's my
actually. So when last month when we closed the beauty salon, I was looking for somebody else to fill it, and then about an hour after, I was like on the phone to the builder. We're going to rip the walls down. We're going to change. We're going to replicate downstairs, upstairs, so that then we can be a unisex salon with a ladies only area.
That was an idea that just developed in your mind. I like the way that you were like, right, okay, well, I need to replicate. I'm going to get someone else in, have the beauty salon, but then you had this moment. I thought that's not.
And it has to replicate downstairs because the same. Yeah. Because I don't want anyone to ever feel like they've been shoved upstairs. It's got to have the same ambience, the same vibe as downstairs. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether they're downstairs or upstairs.
It's
the service, the quality, everything is exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. But you say you don't have a plan, but yet when an idea starts to formulate in your mind, you're like, it's clarity. And it has to happen the next day. So I feel for the builder. We're working on your project. I was going to ask, so over that 25-year period, what do you think has been your best high, your worst low, and which one has the high or has it been the low that's been the most useful for business growth?
So high, there's probably been a few highs when I went to represent Great Britain in Paris on stage.
Wow!
And then I got asked back the year after to be on the senior team.
Oh my days.
And then I entered Trendvision, which is a Weller competition, probably about 4,000 people maybe enter.
Yeah.
And I got really onto the finals and came fourth. So.
Oh my gosh, that's insane! Look at you, that's so modest.
I don't know. I don't lows. I can't really.
What's been a point in the business in you?
Maybe like in business.
Yeah, not personally.
Yeah, like in business, thinking when something happens.
Yeah.
And then it may be something I don't understand, or maybe you've got no control over it, but maybe like sometimes when it's to do with employment law or something like that.
Oh right, okay.
I have to then get somebody else involved, but I'm not really a low kind of person, because out of every negative there's a positive. So you might have had a really rubbish day, you might have had but at the end of it, you have to just look at the good bit that came out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not
because
really.
Because that's what my next question was going to be. So you run this place by yourself. Yes, you've got a team, a good team downstairs, but in effect, you are a solo business owner.
Yeah.
So who do you talk to after, say, you've had a rubbish day? Or even if you've had a really awesome day, who do you talk to and who do you bounce ideas off?
So all the team are like that. Yeah, we can talk all day and then we'll go home and sit on group chat. So we are a really close team.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends who have got salons who sometimes I'll ring them to say, are you having this same problem as well?
Yeah.
Struggling at the minute to find apprenticeships.
You talked about that.
Yeah, so, you know, you speak to other people like that, and then last year I went on a salon owners course with Weller in London.
Yeah.
That were nice to just get into a completely different city and speak to people. The guy doing the course was from Hobbs, massive chain of salons, but then I'm sat around a table with people like me.
Yeah.
So it's hard to compare because they're in London, I'm in Little Oldham. So, but they still have the same, you know,
problems, issues,
yeah.
concerns, queries, etc.
Yeah, and all the same of how do you grow? How do you grow? How do you grow?
I'm going to come on to talk about how Karen has grown over the period that we've known each other, particularly. What I want to know is, what distinguishes a good hairdresser from a great one? And I feel as though you've almost answered that when we were chatting at the beginning, but what do you think?
I suppose it's listening. Listen.
Yeah.
And then, you know, this is a big thing when we're training the girls, when I say to them, you know, what we're going to do with the haircut. And I leave them to have the consultation and then we stop. Right, so from that, what she told you, she wanted a trim because it's really thick. Do you not think to offer us something else then to maybe, because if you give her a trim and it's really thick, in 6 weeks time she's going to have the same haircut that's really thick.
That's really
you
thick.
Need to change the haircut, so you need to listen beyond what they're telling you.
So that's an interesting thing as well, because sometimes, obviously working in the industry that I work in, I'm working with clients who don't necessarily have a background or an expertise in social media, which is why they come to me.
Yeah.
But it's the same way with you. You are the expert when it comes to styling and hairdressing, so I can't be expected, as I'm sat in the chair, to know exactly what I want necessarily.
And you don't know what you can do with it.
Exactly. I don't know what I do. Yeah, can do.
So
that's
what is listening beyond listening. If you have a good haircut and couldn't get back to the hairdressers, it would still just be a longer version of a good haircut.
Yeah.
If you have a bad haircut, you'll be back there in 4 weeks. Because you're like, it's outgrown, I can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
You should, you should be able to still do stuff with it.
How often should you go to the hairdressers?
Each to their own. For a cut, 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, every 6 to 8 weeks. I'm
guessing every 4 months.
I'm just every days you don't.
So
every 6 to 8 weeks to tidy it up. If you're growing it, but as long as you look after it, that is the main thing. Look after it, and then you can get longer out of it. Yeah.
I now look after it a little bit better because I now buy a lot of my styling products from Karen. So I was going to say, actually, you touched on it a minute ago, but I've been reading Richard Branson's business leadership book, and it's called The Virgin Way. Have you read it?
No.
It's awesome. I think you'd like it. He's very down to earth, very kind of straight talking. But the first chapter is all about listening.
Right, yeah.
Which is interesting. That's the number one asset of a leader.
Yeah.
So as a hairdresser, obviously you're in a position to sort of listen all the time, whether it's to clients, whether to staff, etc. But how good are you at listening? And how do you think that skill has made an impact on your business?
Am I good at listening? I am good at listening.
You sure?
Yeah,
we should maybe get this started.
They might tell you I am good at listening.
Yeah.
You've got no choice, but it works the other way as well. That some clients are good at listening to us.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am. We sit there, and if you put your own day in some ways in the back of your head, no matter what's going on at home, whatever. You're sat there in that chair, and then you do just listen. You listen. But then that's where the bond comes between a client and a stylist.
Yeah.
And then some people I've done their hair for 20 years.
Yeah.
So
mad, you know so much.
I've caught up with them sometimes quicker than I've caught up with my own friends every 6 weeks. Sat in my chair for 3 hours.
Your mates
and I
need to
see
book
my
an appointment every 6 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, you do.
You're exchanging stories, aren't you?
Mm. Yeah.
And the stories are at the heart of everything I talk.
Yeah.
It's a chit chat, isn't it?
For 3 hours.
In
a small little.
Yeah.
If you're having a colour and a colour.
Yeah, good point actually. That's why I never colour my hair. Because I just don't have the thing.
Yeah. Confined space. Oh no, loads of people come in with the laptop as well, like 3 hours.
Yeah,
and after work.
Yeah, exactly. You've got good Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in the advent of social media being it's a place of high influence, isn't it, and stuff. So how has that impacted the way that you need to train yourself, keep yourself skilled up, and train the team as well? Because most people, I imagine, they're coming now with Instagram photos.
Yeah.
Go do that as opposed to a magazine. Or do
yeah, it is the only. So the problem now we was talking about earlier with the girls, that people now, maybe when I used to go out, when I was like, 20s, we all kind of finished work, went to the Unive, or had your hair done that day, gone to the pub. Then you're all sat in the pub by 8 o'clock drinking, chatting. Now people don't go out till about 11 sometimes.
Right,
so 10 o'clock, still going out late. They might have put 3 pictures of themselves ready on Instagram or Facebook before they've even gone out. So by the time they go out, not many people are saying, "Oh, I like your hair," because they've seen it already. It's not a surprise when you go on a night out now.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
That's where we was trying to get people to, if you're having your hair done, tag us in it, help us spread the word still, but it's in a different way now that you've got to help spread the word.
Yeah.
Because when I was going out, we didn't have social media.
Yeah.
So I
from the same era.
Yeah. So I didn't have, I don't know. So when you did walk in the pub with your hair done, everyone's like, "Wow, your hair was really nice."
Yeah.
People, that isn't the impact now.
I was going to say, you've invested in some of my one-to-ones for yourself and for the team. Why did you feel it was the right thing to do at that time?
I just think you can only learn so much yourself.
Yeah.
That 90% of my time is dedicated to hair.
Not social media.
No.
Yeah, that's not the point. Yeah.
Because if I dedicated so much time to social media like you do, I would be a crap hair. There isn't enough. And when you're a mum and you haven't got enough time, so you learn it, and then you come give me a workshop, and then in those 3-4 hours, I'll learn it. Whereas it would take me so much time
to get to the point of that I've already been through that learning curve. Exactly. I picked up the expertise. It's just like I wouldn't think of cutting my own hair.
Exactly.
I'd go to a professional.
And I really wouldn't want to.
Thanks. How has having had the sessions with me added to your way of thinking about social media? So how has it changed the way you think about it?
So we cleaned up our pictures. That was the first.
They weren't particularly naughty or dirty, by the way.
Clearly not. Realising that. So some things I still haven't implemented, but that doesn't mean
that you're not.
I haven't talked. But how Facebook and Instagram can be so different as well. It's not just one social media. So Instagram is just lots of pictures. So if we put before and afters on Instagram, I'd have to put the after as my last picture.
Yeah.
Because if you don't swipe,
it's because the way that you swipe, isn't it? Yeah.
All you're seeing is lots of scruffy hair.
Yeah.
Instead of lots of nice hair. And if you really want to see what it looked like before, then swipe.
That is a really good point, actually.
Yeah. Whereas on Facebook, you've shown a lot of pictures.
She's telling a story. You've got the opportunity, haven't you? Yeah. With the format, you can put up a gallery.
Yeah.
And it tells a story along with the text.
Yeah.
That's a really good way.
Because on Instagram, I don't really read what they wrote underneath the picture. I just see the picture and that's it. Whereas on Facebook, I would. And it's made the rest of the staff rethink about how they have to. It's also up to them if they want to grow. It's up to them to remember to take pictures of your own work. Because if you think it's just going to happen,
It ain't.
It's not.
I was also going to ask, in terms of growth, so you and I had the one-to-one deep dives, I want to say April time of this year.
Yeah.
So we're around about 6 months or so. So what impact has having had the sessions had on your business in terms of growth? Because you were talking to me about that before.
Yeah. It's hard to say, isn't it? As it, you know, you can say all growth really now comes through social media.
Yeah.
You will still get a percentage of, yes, somebody told me about it, you know, someone recommended you. We do recommend a friend cards. But even them that you get money off, I will still get more through social media than I get recommend a friend card.
Wow. So that, so knowing that combined with the change in mindset.
You have to, you can't say that your workshops haven't helped because they have to have helped because I've learnt more about social media. So I've got the word out more. So, you know, if people think, oh, is it worth it, is it not? It can't not be.
Yes.
It all depends on your business, but it can't not help me.
I think it also depends on your commitment. Because I can, just like you, I can show people the skills as I do in the workshops, but if they're not committed to a bit like maintaining a haircut, making sure the condition of it is good, then it's not going to grow, and your hair won't grow and your business won't grow, if you see what I mean. Yeah. So that's an interesting point. I was going to ask you whether or not, because obviously you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook as well, both under the Hair Lounge Oldham. Yeah. Which one has been, where do you see the most traction for you in particular, your business? Is it Instagram, is it Facebook? Or if it's the same, what's the difference between the two?
I think there's a younger generation on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, that's demonstrated in the stats for Instagram.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, and the difference of, like I was just saying then, I will read Facebook. Yeah. And I'm not convinced that a younger generation will read anything because they're not bothered. They just want to see pictures and I want that picture.
Yeah, so it's instant gratification, isn't it?
Yeah, I want that picture. Okay, you can have it. And that's fine, we'll try and get there. But 25 filters later, your hair is black and that picture is blonde.
Filter on filter. Yeah. Talking about that, so I asked some of my followers on Facebook and Instagram to send over questions that I could ask you. So questions that they may have, burning questions they want to ask a hairdresser, but they've been far too scared to do it, especially when they've got scissors in their hands. So hopefully it'll spark some content ideas for you as well. So Kate, thank you Kate from SAS Yoga Life, asks, how do you really feel when someone comes into your salon and they've got mega greasy hair?
It doesn't bother us at all. Okay. But then that's like, it really, really doesn't bother us because I just think, why you've just wasted half an hour of your life before you came here washing it and drying it. Honestly, it really, because if it was so greasy, I really didn't want to touch it. I wouldn't have to. I'd just stand behind her.
You'd ask someone else to do it?
No, I'd just stand behind her, have a chat, we'll have a consultation and say, would you like to go for that wash? And I've not even touched your hair. You can make it as greasy as possible.
I like it.
Save the 45 minutes before.
Save that time.
It really doesn't bother us.
That's a good. So hopefully, Kate, that's answered your question. Kate, by the way, has amazing hair.
Oh, does she?
It's gorgeous. She's got like this elfin.
Like hair envy.
It's total hair envy. She's got a gorgeous elfin kind of haircut. It's beautiful, Kate. Sue Dyson asks, and I think you touched on this before, if a customer wants a new style and points to one in, say, a magazine or on social, and you can instantly tell that it's so not going to suit them, how do you handle that?
Well, anybody who knows me knows that I am as blunt as anything.
I was waiting to see what you
I would never give something to somebody that it wouldn't suit them. Never in a million years. But then, there's no point in throwing negatives at people saying you can't have that, you can't have that. You only can say, right, okay, so I can see that you like that, but that particular one won't work for you on this, but this is what we can do. You've straight away got to come straight out of your negative with it, but this is what we can do. Right, and this is why it's all about the whole listening, explaining, and then let me explain to you why this one will work better for you than this one. Because if you can see why it wouldn't work, whether it's a facial feature or something, then, you know, there's just you two in that little area. You've just got to explain that.
I like that.
It's
You've just
not
got to be upfront. But that also, as you say,
I would be a worse hairdresser if I just did it because that's what you want, and also I think I would have no imagination if that's what you're telling me you want.
That's a good point.
And I do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I finish it and go,
well,
we're done.
That was my next question. It was from, well, not mine, but Billy. So Billy Bowskill asks, what do you do if a client doesn't like the finished look?
Probably
Can you tell?
Probably feel as gutted as them.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you do in those situations? Obviously they're rare.
If it's colour, so I always say to people, if you don't like a colour, it's a colour. I painted it. Just the same as if you painted your house and you didn't like the colour of that wall, just repaint over it. Done.
Okay.
It's colour. We can strip it out, we can lift it, we can tone it.
Yeah.
Never ever panic and never walk around with something for 6 weeks that you don't like. And never feel like you shouldn't ever feel like you can't tell your hairdresser. I would much prefer someone came and told me that they weren't happy or they didn't like something, than went away and sat there with then 10 friends telling them that they didn't like them. Because I'd be gutted because I genuinely wouldn't want someone walking around with something that they didn't like. And I would prefer to have the opportunity to put it right.
So that goes back to trust as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Creating that bond between you and the client.
You know, I always say to girls, don't be offended if someone says I don't like it. It's just, you can't get everything right. Someone might cook a steak and it's just a little bit overdone.
Yeah.
You're not going to slate, you slate the restaurant, it was just a little bit overdone that time. Or, do you know, you can't get it absolutely perfect.
Look how you've managed to get food into the conversation.
Always about food.
Always thinking about food, but obviously very hungry. A final couple of questions. Angela Cullen, lovely Angela, wants to know, where did you train? And Angela's got mega curly hair. Short, mega curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Any tips?
So, I trained at a college in Ashton, right, just a private hairdressing college. Yeah. And then I worked in a couple of salons within the area. Yeah. You learn once you're on the shop floor. Yeah. That is the biggest way of learning.
Theory's fine, but it's getting into practice.
Yeah, it is doing it. And tips for curly hair, all depends if it's frizzy. Tame the frizz. Kevin Murphy, Killer Waves is amazing.
Angela, I think that you need to come and see this lady, and she'll properly sort you out.
It just the Kevin Murphy Killer Curls and Killer Waves is amazing.
I'm a sucker for anything Karen tells me about when it comes to products. I can't walk in here without actually walking out having purchased something. But that is it. We've come to the end. But thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Now, final question is, how do you feel about filming then? Because we kind of did this in order to help you feel a little bit better.
It's not as bad when you're chatting with somebody.
Well, maybe you need to chat with people.
Yeah.
I think you and Emily would be a great double act.
Yeah, we are funny.
Okay, I didn't. Let's not go that far. But yeah, you are. So maybe that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
A take on content. Delivery and that.
Don't all rush to our page now to watch.
Yes,
we're coming to busy season, but we will. And it is easier that people have asked you questions to ask us.
But
I have no problem with people firing questions at us. And let me answer them because that's easy. That's easy for me because I've got all the knowledge in my head. I just don't know what you want to know.
Okay.
And whatever you want to know.
Me, I've got followers. You've got a ton more, so just ask them. That's what I always say, is if you want feedback, just ask people. Put out a poll or put out something on Instagram stories, which I know you get involved with quite a bit, and it's such an easy function there. Ask me a question is that key function. I think you get a lot out of it. But watch this space because I think Karen and Emily are going to be awesome. For the time being, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.